You're sitting at a red light, foot off the gas. The engine hums, then dips, shakes, and climbs again. The RPM needle flickers like it can't decide whether to rest or run. Most drivers turn up the radio and forget about it. But that tiny bounce is your engine's first cry for help. What feels like a small vibration today can become tomorrow's stalled start or a repair bill with 4 digits. Every fluctuation is a heartbeat your car wants you to notice. And right now, it's asking for attention. In this video, we'll decode what those idle RPM swings really mean, why they happen, and what you can do before small problems become big ones. If you've ever seen that needle dance, hit subscribe now. Your engine will thank you later. What idle RPM actually is. When your car runs without moving, like warming up in the driveway, that's idle. Most cars rest between 600 and 1000 RPM. The brain behind this balance is your ECU engine control unit, constantly adjusting fuel and air to keep things smooth. A tiny dip when your AC or headlights turn on, totally normal. But if the RPM needle swings like a heartbeat under stress, something's off. The system's fighting to find balance, and every fluctuation is a clue. Cause number 1, dirty idle air control valve. IAC. Let's start with one of the most common reasons your idle goes wild. The idle air control valve, or IAC. Think of it as the small gatekeeper that manages airflow when your foot is off the gas. When it's clean, air flows smoothly, and your engine breathes evenly. But over time, carbon and oil residue begin to coat the valve, narrowing that passage. The result? The RPM needle starts hunting, rising, falling, and sometimes dipping low enough to stall. The good news, fixing it is simple. Remove the IAC valve, spray it with throttle body or intake cleaner, and gently wipe off the carbon buildup. If the valve's motor is weak or stuck, a new one usually costs under. Ignore it, and that sticky carbon spreads into the throttle body, confusing sensors and turning a smooth idle into a shaky, expensive headache. Cause number 2, vacuum leaks. Your engine works like a perfectly sealed lung. Every breath of air is measured and balanced. But when one of those vacuum hoses cracks, hardens, or slips loose, extra air sneaks in that the sensors didn't account for. Suddenly, your ECU scrambles to correct the mixture, flooding or starving the engine with fuel. The result? Fluctuating RPMs, rough idle, or even random surges. One easy clue is sound. A faint hissing noise near the intake or along rubber lines. To pinpoint the leak, try an old-school trick. While the engine idles, lightly spray carb or brake cleaner around the suspected hoses and joint. If the RPM changes when you spray a certain spot, you've just found your leak. Replacing the faulty hose or tightening a loose clamp usually restores instant smoothness. A small, cheap fix that prevents wasted fuel and future headache. Cause number 3, dirty throttle body. Even if your idle air control valve is working fine, a dirty throttle body can easily throw everything off. This part controls how much air enters the engine when you press or don't press the gas pedal. Over time, a sticky ring of carbon forms around the throttle plate, restricting airflow. The ECU then gets confused, constantly adjusting the air-fuel mix to compensate, and your idle starts bouncing up and down like a yo-yo. Remove the intake hose, spray throttle body cleaner, and gently wipe away the buildup. Use a soft cloth and avoid scraping the edges. Don't use harsh carb cleaner on coated throttle bodies. It can damage sensors. Once it's clean, air flows evenly again, sensors read correctly, and that shaky idle disappears. It's one of the simplest 5-minute maintenance tasks that can make your car feel instantly smoother. Cause number 4, faulty mass airflow, MAF sensor. The MAF sensor is like your engine's nose. It smells how much air enters the intake and tells the ECU how much fuel to inject. When that sensor gets dirty or starts to fail, it sends incorrect readings, and the ECU delivers the wrong amount of fuel. The result is uneven combustion, unstable idle, poor acceleration, or even black smoke from the exhaust. The fix is often quick. Remove the sensor and clean it carefully using MAF-safe cleaner. Never touch the delicate wire or use compressed air. If the sensor still misreads, replacement is affordable and usually requires no reprogramming. Keeping the MAF clean helps your engine breathe properly, restores fuel efficiency, and keeps idle RPM steady. It's one of those overlooked maintenance steps that can prevent long-term engine strain and make your car respond like new again. Cause number 5. Weak spark or misfire at idle. A rough or jumping idle isn't always about airflow. Sometimes it's a spark problem. Your engine relies on each cylinder firing at the right time. If one spark plug or coil misfires, that cylinder doesn't fully ignite the fuel. The engine starts shaking, and the RPM needle wobbles as it struggles to stay balanced. You might even notice a flashing check engine light or diagnostic codes like P0300 to P036, which point to misfires. To confirm, pull a spark plug and inspect it. If it's oily, burnt, or coated in carbon, replace all of them. Don't just fix one. Ignition coils can also weaken over time, especially in high heat conditions. Fresh plugs and healthy coils restore smooth idle and stronger throttle response. It's one of those fixes that immediately makes your car feel tighter, quieter, and more fuel efficient, like giving it a deep breath again. Cause number 6, stuck or clogged EGR valve. The EGR exhaust gas recirculation valve helps lower emissions by redirecting a small amount of exhaust back into the intake system. But when it sticks open or becomes clogged with carbon deposits, it sends exhaust gases at the wrong time, choking airflow and making your engine stumble at idle. You might feel jerky surges or notice a faint knocking sound when stopped. Cleaning the EGR valve with a proper intake or EGR cleaner often fixes it, though sometimes replacement is necessary on older or high-mileage engines. To prevent clogging, use good quality fuel and give your car an occasional long highway drive. That extra heat burns off carbon buildup naturally. A healthy EGR system keeps emissions low, combustion balanced, and idle RPM steady, proving that small maintenance habits can save you from chasing endless idle problems later on. Quick pause. Learning something new? Tap subscribe, your engine will thank you later. Cause number 7. Clogged PCV valve. Crankcase ventilation. Here's a cause most people never check. The PCV valve, short for positive crankcase ventilation. This tiny one-way valve manages pressure inside your engine and recycles oil vapors back into the intake. When it gets clogged with sludge or oil residue, pressure builds up and airflow becomes unbalanced. A rough, wandering idle, small oil leaks, even that burnt oil smell in your cabin. The best part, it's one of the cheapest fixes under the hood. A new PCV valve often costs less than $20, and swapping it takes minutes. If you shake the old one and it doesn't rattle, it's probably stuck. Replace it, and you'll often notice smoother idle and better throttle response instantly. It's a simple job that prevents major oil and mum issues later. Proof that sometimes, the smallest part can cause the biggest chaos. Cause number 8. Electrical and climate load effects. Not every idle problem starts in the engine. Sometimes it's electrical. When you switch on the AC, heater, fan, headlights, or defroster, each system adds extra load on the alternator. Normally your ECU compensates by raising idle slightly. But when your alternator or battery is weak, it can't keep up. Voltage drops, and your engine RPM dips or fluctuates trying to balance power demand. If your idle changes every time accessories turn on, test your charging system. A healthy reading should stay between 13.5 and 14.5 volts. While idling, anything lower suggests a tired alternator or poor ground connection. This kind of issue is often misdiagnosed as a sensor or fuel problem, but the electrical system can instantly stabilize idle and restore performance. It's a reminder that smooth idle isn't just about airflow, it's also about steady electricity. Cause number 9. ECU confusion after battery change. Here's a sneaky one most drivers don't expect. When you replace or disconnect your car battery, the ECU, your engine's brain, loses its memory. It forgets how much air, fuel, and throttle adjustment your car needs at idle. The next few drives, it's like your car is relearning how to breathe. You'll notice fluctuating RPMs, minor surges, or even an unusually high idle. To help it relearn faster, let your car idle for 5 minutes with no AC, lights, or accessories on. Then drive normally for about 10 to 15 minutes, keeping a steady throttle whenever possible. This allows the ECU to rebuild its adaptive idle map. It's completely normal after a battery swap, but most people mistake it for a mechanical fault. A simple relearn procedure often fixes the problem. No tools, no cost, just patience and understand. Cold start idle. What's normal, what's not. Cold mornings can make any car act strange. You start the engine and the RPM shoots up to 1500 or even 2000 before slowly dropping down. That's called fast idle. And it's totally normal. Your ECU is adding fuel and air to help the engine warm up quickly. But if those fluctuations continue after a few minutes, something's a stuck thermostat or faulty coolant temperature sensor might be tricking your ECU into thinking the engine's still cold. That keeps the mixture rich and the idle unstable far longer than it should. To check, watch your temperature gauge. If it takes forever to warm up or never reaches the middle, your thermostat might be the culprit. Fixing it not only smooths your idle but improves fuel economy and emissions. Remember, warm engines idle happier and live longer. 6-step DIY fix plan. Before visiting a mechanic, if your idle still feels off, don't panic. Here's a simple step-by-step plan anyone can follow before heading to a shop. Step 1. Check for a check engine light. Most auto parts stores will scan codes for free. Common ones like P0505, P0101, or P0300 point straight to idle-related issues. Step 2. Clean the throttle body and IAC valve using throttle body cleaner. Step 3. Inspect vacuum hoses for cracks, loose ends or hissing sounds. Replace any brittle one. Step 4. Clean or replace the MAF sensor with MAF safe cleaner only. Step 5. Check spark plugs and coils for wear, oil or carbon buildup. Step 6. Test battery and alternator voltage with a multimeter. Healthy systems read 13.5. You'll solve most idle RPM problems right in your driveway safely, cheaply and confidently. Monthly airflow reset habit. Here's a 2-minute habit that separates great car owners from average ones. Once a month, open your hood and gently brush away dust and debris around your throttle body, MAF sensor and vacuum lines. If you have compressed air, give those areas a quick blast. Nothing fancy, just enough to keep sensors and connectors clean. Why does this matter? Dust buildup slowly affects airflow and causes small misreadings that lead to rough idle over time. By keeping these passages clean, your engine breathes freely and maintains stable idle without expensive cleaning jobs later. It's a small ritual that costs nothing but saves hundreds in the long run. Think of it as giving your engine a quick breathing exercise. One that keeps it healthy, efficient and steady mile after mile. Should you reset the EC? Here's when to. After cleaning sensors, replacing valves or fixing leaks, your ECU might still remember old fuel and airflow data, and that can keep the idle acting strange. The solution? A simple manual reset. Disconnect the negative battery terminal for about 10. This clears stored adaptations so the ECU can relearn from a clean slate. Reconnect the cable, start the engine, and let it idle quietly for 5 minutes with no AC lights or radio on. Then take a calm 10-15 minute drive, allowing the system to readjust fuel trim and idle parameters. You might lose your clock or radio presets, but the benefit is worth it. A smoother, recalibrated idle that matches your now clean components. It's like hitting refresh on your car's brain, resetting confusion, restoring balance and giving your engine a fresh start without any fancy tool. Final thought. Idle RPM fluctuations are never random. They're your car's language for distress. Every dip, surge or tremor is a soft warning before a bigger failure. The good news, you now understand what those whispers mean. A quick clean, a replaced hose or a simple voltage check can transform a shaky idle into a smooth hum again. Small actions now prevent $1,000 breakdowns later. So next time that needle bounces, don't ignore it. Listen. Your car's not complaining, it's communicating. If this guide helped you decode your engine's message, hit like, share it with a fellow driver, and subscribe so you never miss another car breakdown that keeps your ride healthy, reliable, and wallet-friendly. Drive safe and keep your engine breathing easy.